And as is usual, the coffee chat is in session. And no stranger to the coffee chat is the one and only Hardy Jokers. Good morning, man.
One and only.
Well, you're the only Heidi. There's another Miss Jokers, but we won't talk about her.
Yeah, no, please don't.
Good to have you. Khazwa.
Morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good to be here.
Good. Guys, let's get straight to it. The front page of the Business Day. I was just talking about this. Indebted public servants may get 1 billion rand in refunds, but that's not the focus of our coffee chat this morning. The other headline, just down below on the front page of the Business Day, new CEO asked to deal with Eskom mess ahead of schedule. What's that story about, Heidi?
So basically what they're asking Public Enterprises Minister Pravin Gordhan is to bring in the newly appointed Eskom CEO, Andre de Ruyter, before the 15th of January. He was supposed to start only mid-Jan, and they are now asking him to start as soon as possible. And the reason for this is because Eskom is in such a mess at the moment. They need him to not only try and sort out the financials of the power utility, but also to try and split up the power utility into the 3 divisions that they initially said they want Eskom to be divided in. Eskom has been without a permanent CEO since July of this year. That's almost 6 months. And they are in desperate need of course, a permanent CEO to perhaps steer some kind of direction and leadership for that power utility. We just come back from hectic load shedding that made many South Africans extremely angry. So they need a permanent CEO. They need some kind of management and leadership within the power utility to sort the mess out.
It makes sense. It makes sense for them to want Andre de Ruyter to come back, to come into Eskom immediately in order to lead that institution. The other element to this...
Sorry to jump in because maybe that's what you were going to mention. I'm sorry to cut you. But the president did mention that leave is cancelled for management at Eskom. So that would make sense for him to come in because everybody is there. Nobody's going on holiday. And then he can hit the ground running.
The other element I was going to add to this is the revival of the war room, the old Eskom war room, that was led by the man who leads this country, by the way. But this time around is going to be led by his deputy, David Mabuza, alongside all of the ministers concerned. Is that a good or bad thing, Khazwa?
Well, my thing is always, why so late? Maybe we should have a permanent war room going. Because we've got these ongoing problems with state-owned enterprises.
Some people will ask, what did the old war room achieve?
Exactly.
Maybe we might have found out if it stayed. And maybe we wouldn't be in this situation if there was a war room. So it's always reaction to problems, and sometimes it's always late. And I cannot get my head around the fact that government that should be leading is always reacting late to crisis.
But we also need to start acting. And perhaps they think the re-establishment of a war room is acting, but hopefully there is some kind of implementation.
You spoke about a certain organization. Well, you spoke about Eskom being split up into 3 parts, which is what the president wants. I know one organization that we'll be talking to this morning that is completely opposed to that, and we'll be talking to the NUM. I think that's in the next hour. Let's have a look at the front page of the Pretoria News. Hardy Jokers, this is a story that you were following yesterday. Battle for the soul of Tshwane. DA accused of deliberately delaying Mokhalapa's ousting.
Yes, exactly. And I think that headline speaks exactly to what the story is about. It's the battle for the soul of Tshwane. And there's this ongoing fight to take power over the city of Tshwane. But basically what happened yesterday was they were supposed to be back in court, the DA versus ANC EFF. And this was after the DA put in an urgent interdict to suspend the resolutions that were taken in early December, the resolutions being to remove the mayor as well as was the Speaker of the DA in the council, and this is when the DA then went to get an urgent interdict which suspended those resolutions. But yesterday we saw the DA bringing in a second application to this matter. The second application being, it's exactly the same as the first one, it's just that the individuals, which is the Mayor, the Acting Mayor, the Speaker and the Deputy Speaker, bringing in their individual applications, whereas the first one speaks to the political party bringing in the application. So they're both on the same merits, which they want an interdict, saying that the resolution that was taken in early December is unconstitutional and unlawful. So the ANC is basically saying that this is a delaying tactic, and they did not receive the court papers on time, and they were unable to respond on time, and this is why they need...
But what about the argument that the process itself that was conducted in order to try and remove these people was not exactly above the board?
They haven't even touched on that. So the judge just basically gave time to the ANC to look at those papers and, of course, submit replying affidavits by today, and then that will be argued in court tomorrow. So everything will happen tomorrow, and the whole process as to how they were removed will be argued in court. But basically the ANC is saying that it's a delaying tactic by the DA, and basically the mayor's been given another lifeline. Because
so Stevens Mokhalapa remains mayor, but he will know his fate tomorrow.
Basically, yes. So that interdict has been extended until the judgment. And yesterday the question was also posed, will everything be covered by tomorrow? Because it's heads of arguments from all three political parties for two applications. So it might be a bit too long for tomorrow. It might have to extend to Friday.
To the next day. Okay.
It's been clear throughout, since 2016, that there's trouble in the metros. I mean, you saw Nelson Mandela Bay with Bobani. You saw Johannesburg with Mashaba, Pretoria with Mokhalapa. This is a lesson for voters come the next elections. You cannot have a situation like this in the most important metros in the country.
In other words, voters, we the voters.
Yeah,
because we are the voters sitting here as well.
We are to blame. Because there was no clear majority in these metros, and you get coalition government, and then instead of these officials governing and making sure that your rubbish is collected clearly, they're stabbing each other in the back. If there's some sort of normality in a week, somebody comes with a motion of no confidence in the mayor.
I must just add also that you're seeing the ANC and the EFF becoming the best of friends, and that's something that you wouldn't have ordinarily seen. I mean, yesterday there was caucusing together, hugging, and I was like, this is so strange. You wouldn't have ordinarily seen that.
You're being naughty.
I'm not, it's the truth.
You're trying to see alliances where they don't exist.
No,
well, at least
it's there. It's there. It's definitely there.
Khaza, what's happening in the sports pages?
Back page of the Citizen, again, this long-running saga in cricket. The Cricketers Union is playing hardball, saying that they will not sit with CSA unless they take off this restructuring off the table. But I don't see it happening like that. I think they will sit. SACA is just complaining because they haven't been formally contacted by the new administration, which I think will happen. I mean, it's a new team, unless, of course, they say we want the board to go, which is a call that they made on Monday, to say we're staying tough on that. We want the CSA, the entire CSA board to go, but I don't see that happening. I think it'll be sorted. It'll be fine.
Yeah, when will that saga end? All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you very much. What are you covering today?
Nothing. I'm going on leave.
You're on leave from today?
Yes.
Oh, enjoy the holidays.
Thank you. Just a couple of days, but I think I need it.